So Conor McGregor was sick and tired of seeing Bryce Mitchell steal all of the attention this week, so he decided to have a controversy of his own. We're going to be going through that in today's video. We're also going to be talking about these fights. Kevin Holland is already back, okay? Mr. 45-70 waited 45 to 70 days before he made his turnaround, and now he's fighting Gunnar Nelson in London, where I'm at, okay? I don't know if Kevin Holland is intentionally trying to track me down in case I were to show up at UFC London, but I have a sneaky suspicion. Okay, guys? We've also got Bobby Green versus Mauricio Huffy. Sick fight got added to the Las Vegas, Nevada card on the 8th of March. And Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg in Mexico City. 5-rounder. Pretty crazy stuff going down in the MMA world. But we're going to start with this because, again, we can't go another day without controversy. We just had Bryce Mitchell putting in an informal request for his new Hugo Boss custom-made UFC fight shorts. It got taken the wrong way. I'm joking, though. Bryce Mitchell had a moment yesterday, to say the least. And now Conor McGregor, he wasn't happy with Bryce Mitchell, you know, receiving all of the attention of the MMA world. So he thought he had to do one better. But before we even get into any of this and start breaking down what McGregor's been doing, and I'm going to maybe make some takes about the whole situation as well, because I have a feeling I know why McGregor was particularly angry today. I want to get into Prize Picks. Play $5, get $50 instantly in promo funds using Code Guru. You have to use Code Guru or it's pointless and I seek no benefit from it, you guys. You have to benefit me while you do it by using Code Guru. What you want to do is go to prizepicks.com and you can play using the new membership offer right here, you guys. It's not difficult. You just use Code Guru. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say that Jamal Pogues is going to land less than 58.5 significant strikes. I'm also going to say that in fight time minutes, I reckon that Terrence McKinney is going to get an early finish. So I'm going to say that he will fight for less than 4 minutes. And that's all you got to do. Thank you. Back to the video immediately. Very quick that time. We can't go a day without another controversy. Conor McGregor, do I need to do it in his voice? I don't think just because I'm doing it in the impression, I can get away with translating this word for word, you guys. This isn't like when we were reading Of Mice and Men in English class, and that word came up on paper and everyone immediately turned at you in the class, and all of a sudden it's time for you to say it. You know what I'm saying? Either way, this ain't Of Mice and Men. I'm not going to translate this entirely word for word. We can't go a day without another controversy. And this was attached to a McGregor tweet where he brought up again, your wife is a towel, mate, when he called Khabib's wife a towel. And everyone thought this was very controversial because this was during the arranged marriage that Khabib's cousin's wife, his cousin's father arranged for her to marry Khabib. And everyone thought this was very controversial that McGregor called this out. And McGregor has said all of this about Khabib. 15 minutes I done. I'm going to do the voice. 15 minutes I done, Aldo, yeah? 15 seconds, me. What the fuck? 15 minutes? I done Aldo 15 seconds. I don't know what the 15 minutes is about, but interesting. Show your wife. Show your kids. Cousin fucking motherfucking hoiding motherfucker, yeah? This is erratic McGregor tweeting. This isn't well worded. You know what I mean? This isn't very intricately plotted out with all of the right. He needs to make sure he covers all the points. This is schizo posting from Conor McGregor. We've seen bad tweets from McGregor before, but they've made sense, you know? They've been written well. They've had good structure in the paragraph that he's put out. This is erratic. This is him speed typing. He's thinking before he's just getting it out of his head. I can only imagine what the anger that McGregor must have had in his body before he decided to pick up his phone. And I'm assuming he had a few other things in his body as well. Maybe another substance of some kind that he seems to have grown fond of over the years. Either way, cousin fucking motherfucking hoiding motherfucker, yeah? Show us you and your cousin's kids together. You ain't wrong, but we're going to get to it, but he's wrong because he shouldn't be this emotional on fucking Twitter as a millionaire, McGregor. You need to be happy with your life, and ignore things and spend time with your family, not be crashing out on Twitter like this. Show us you and your cousin's kids together because we have kids here in Ireland that want to smoke them in competition, yeah? Are they competing or what you're saying, Ireland versus Dagestan, yeah? Where's your offspring? Okay, this guy's doing a Tony Ferguson impression on Twitter right now. Where's your offspring? Dagestan, what do we think? Is this true? He doesn't know where, so he's assuming that Khabib's kids are actually located in what? The Isle of Bermuda? What is he getting at there? I don't know what McGregor's getting at there. What do we think? Is this true? Is his offspring in Dagestan? So they're not? Maybe he's suggesting that they're living a very lavish and luxurious life in Abu Dhabi instead. Who knows? Maybe that's what he's getting at here. Who's next? Because Fatso with a couch whistle won't fly. Okay, so that's Khabib. Who the fuck designating this fat bitch as master father here? Certainly not his own father, Abdulmanap. That's not cool. Come on, McGregor, dude. And they all know it in Dagestan, yeah? Dagestan think you are pussy lips for retiring. Real Dagestan is forever. You are laughed at behind your back in Dagestan. This guy knows a whole lot about Dagestan. McGregor sniffs cocaine and he has a fucking... just all of the information about Dagestan in the world and all of the life experiences of living there just go rushing to his head. This guy knows what it's like in Dagestan, everyone. Lazy you are, they say. Fight... Word on the street in Dagestan. Word on the cliff, according to McGregor. Khabib's lazy is the take that the average Dagestani has. You are laughed at behind your back in Dagestan. Lazy you are, they say. Fight me and make $100 million and give it to the entire village of Dagestan, yeah? But you won't. Why? Because you're a fat, lazy, scared bitch. Lazy fatso, mate, yeah? I'm feeling somewhat personally attacked by this, but I know it wasn't aimed at me. Either way, Conor McGregor's had an absolute meltdown on Twitter. And it's just like, this is never okay, McGregor. Why? This is Bush League, like, low level, like, this is just like, just for the sake of controversy, you chuck that word in. You know what I mean? Just for the sake, just to make sure that this tweet gets appropriate backlash, you had to chuck this word in as well. You know what I mean? It's just, I always think that's the lamest behavior. Why are you trying to say the word? Why are you trying to be them? Like, it's just so fucking dumb to use slurs. I don't get it. Be yourself. Be proud of who you are. But it's all good. Conor McGregor's had an absolute meltdown. I assume this was somewhat cocaine fueled because people have seen a tweet of his before, like talking about the Bryce Mitchell situation. And then literally about 27 minutes later, he posted this. And people are saying, I wonder what happened in between the 27 minutes. About 27 lines were sniffed up his nose during that time period, you guys. And this is the result that we have. Another massive, massive moment. And he's absolutely losing his mind. McGregor is probably the angriest successful person there is in the world right now. He's furious about this, you guys. He's losing his mind. He's absolutely lost the plot. It's insane. It's insane levels of anger for a guy with as much money and as much family that McGregor has to be outputting on Twitter at any little bit of provocation. I don't even know if that's a word, but it sounds like the action of provoke. I don't know if it is, but either way, I guess provoking, but provocation, because it's, you know, maybe it's a word. Either way, Conor McGregor's losing his mind. He's crashing out. Everyone's having backlash about it. Even KSI. I should have brought up KSI's tweet about it as well, because KSI tweeted something like, such a shame, to be honest. Everyone looked up to you at one point, or everyone used to look up to this man. And he's gone out against Conor McGregor. And to that I say, how dare you upset KSI and be a shame in KSI's eyes? Conor McGregor, now all you have to do is record a victim of in a forest, upload it online while laughing about it, and then as long as you do business with KSI, he'll completely forgive you anyway. So Conor McGregor, if you want to win KSI back over after this heinous thing that has made him completely shun you, You got to bring him some value to his business of Prime, and then he'll completely forgive you within an instant because that's just the situation, I guess. You know what I mean? This guy at KSI, I saw KSI tweeting about it like he has some kind of like moral compass. McGregor signs with Prime. KSI will be glazing him within a day and they'll be making collaboration videos again. Either way, though, he's crashing out. He's lost his mind. What happened to our hero? The one we all looked up to. That's true. Pathetic. Disgraceful. Lock in. Put your phone away. Put the lines down. Stop doing drugs. They're clearly not for you. Absolute fact. They're not for you. They're not for everyone. So don't do them. You don't have to do them. Okay? Stop doing drugs. Put the phone down. Raise your family. Be an icon. Be a hero. You keep messing it up day after day, Conor McGregor. Either way, I know why he was so mad. And we're going to get to the other fight announcements in a second and talk about Kevin Holland tracking me down in just a bit. Don't you worry. He said this, cousin fucking motherfucking hoity motherfucker, and everyone's saying all this like it's a insult to Khabib, but that is a true thing about Khabib. Khabib is married to his cousin, and it was an arranged marriage by her father. That is the truth. That is an uncomfortable thing that people aren't really going to talk about. I've mentioned it here and there. Okay, guys? And McGregor has clearly done his research as well with a very quick Google search that will give you this information. And I know why he's gone in about, cousin, hoity motherfucker, show us you and your cousin's kids together, the kids and a cousin and the kids, and he goes in on that so much. And this is genuinely the reason why, I think. McGregor sat at home staring at the lines. Now, this is before this tweet, in my opinion, from Conor McGregor. McGregor sat at home staring at the lines of cocaine and his phone on his bedside table after being lectured online about consent by a man whose literal cousin was forced to marry him and can't leave the house or be seen by the public. McGregor is truly sitting there seething at home. You know he is. During that whole thing with the Paul Hughes thing, when Khabib jumped in and went after him, he's already angry about the Paul Hughes thing. We saw that whole meltdown already. I've already done a whole video on that. Then Khabib jumped in, and you know McGregor was just, oh, you cousin fucking motherfucker, you're gonna lecture me on that fucking wife. You know what I mean? Just losing his mind at home. I bet you anything he was. As soon as Khabib jumped on board, he went, you fucking cousin motherfucker, you fucking stupid motherfucking bitch, mate. Yeah? D, get me fucking found, mate. Get me fucking found, D, yeah? Look at that fucking mill, mate. And get me a few fucking loins to go with it, yeah? I bet you anything he lost his mind. Lost his mind when Khabib jumped in, lecturing him on consent, when his own wife is his cousin that was forced into marriage with him. You know what I mean? You know he was seething at home, desperate for his phone and a few lines during that time. So McGregor's had an absolute meltdown. And that's the Conor McGregor situation online. Just when you thought Bryce Mitchell was going to be this... Guys, you know what? The weigh-ins of Imavov Adesanya happened today. Anyone paid any attention to that? The weigh-ins of Adesanya Imavov just went down. The fight's tomorrow. I don't know if anyone's aware of this. But there's kind of a super fight going on tomorrow. Not a super fight, but a huge fight. I think this week has literally been... I mean, any other week... Mini throw-up. A McGregor impression. Any other week, and Adesanya Imavov is the biggest news of the week. Somehow, some way, every day they've been absolutely drowned out in terms of attention. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Either way, Kevin Holland's coming to get me. I make the 45-70 video. Holland just desperately needs to be on the London card. You ain't finding me. I ain't going. Do I show up to UFC London? That's the question. That's the next part of this video. Do I show up to UFC London? Because I think there's a reason Kevin Holland's so desperately needing to be on this card. This is a matchup that makes no sense for him. It's literally a pure grappler that wants to take him down, get his back and choke him out. That is the recipe to beat Kevin Holland. Maybe he's making a statement. I'm going to take on the worst matchup to prove that if someone doesn't have a weight advantage over me, then there's no weakness in my game. I'm back at welterweight. So he's back at welterweight. 170 pounds. I think welterweight is Kevin Holland's division. He's too weak and undisciplined to be a middleweight. Fact. I reckon he can win this one. Gunnar could get a perfect entry and get off his system of back taking and rear naked choking, don't get me wrong. I could see this as a possible win for Holland. I'm just interested as to why he so desperately needed to be on the London card. I'm here in London. You know what I mean? Swing by Brixton while you're here, Kevin. You know what I mean? We'll figure out some things. You bring that, don't be bringing that 45-70 around. We ain't got many 45-70s in the UK. Don't know if you're aware of it, Kevin. But please, for the love of God, do not hunt me down in London. I'm sorry. I'm joking, I'm not. Well, there you go. Kevin Holland returns to action 45 to 70 days later and takes on Gunnar Nelson, which is actually a pretty good fight. And to be fair, the UFC London card, it doesn't have Pimlet, it doesn't have Aspinall, it doesn't have Arnold Allen. The problem is with the Londoners, or not the Londoners, but the English fighters in general, is that we have names. Like, the whole London card is filled with English names. And, you know, Edwards is in the main event as well because he lost his belt. So now he can sort of be a main event of a fight night again, which is kind of convenient for the UFC. Because right now there's a problem where all of our fighters that are high profile enough to be a massive statement making fight on a card like UFC Fight Night London, they're all too highly ranked and in amongst too many big name matchups in their next fight to be on a card like UFC Fight Night London. You're not going to have Aspinall's next fight as a fight night main event. That's pay-per-view stuff. Same thing with Paddy Pimlet. You're not going to waste Paddy Pimlet on a fight night. You're going to want to reap the benefits of some pay-per-view points that he's going to bring to the table when he does take on the top 10 lightweight. Arnold Allen, who maybe, I think he's injured actually, which is why he probably isn't on this card. But he's going to be fighting big names like a Yair Rodriguez or a Josh Emmett or something big that they will probably want on an American pay-per-view. So we'll see what goes down. But Kevin Holland just needed to desperately make his very next most possible trip to London to be on the fight card. So, hey, I've signed up for a media pass 5 times, UFC. Please, let me in. Let me in! I can't even get on Fight Pass. What are they doing, man? Isolating me from the community. I don't like it. Either way. Bobby Green versus Mauricio Huffin. Sick fight. Amazing fight. Tough for Bobby Green. Actually winnable for Bobby Green. I do want to say that because this is a striking matchup and it's Bobby Green at lightweight. So he's going to do very well. He's going to do very, very well. Let me get... Okay, we're over it. This is good. I think this is... Well, not he's going to do very well. I don't think he does well, actually. I think he gets finished pretty easily. I know I just said everything beforehand. But it's if he does lose, he's going to get taken out early in the fight by Mauricio Huffy. If he wins, on the lesser percentage chance, in my opinion, like a 35 to 40% chance that he might pull this one off, maybe 35% chance, 30%, he will do well. Like, he will do well on the feet. He'll pick apart Mauricio Huffy and he'll probably school him the distance because Bobby Green can do that to strikers that aren't quite of that level yet. But Mauricio Huffy is a shot selector. He finds moments off of his opponent's strikes to make them pay immediately and emphatically after they throw a strike. You see him against even James Lontop, who is like an unfinishable, skinny, fat Mexican guy that it seems to be. I don't even think he's Mexican, but he's one of the other ones. You know what I mean? But they're like just tough as hell in general. There's always one of them in the sport that is just like damn near impossible to finish. I think in this matchup, considering Bobby Green got dropped by Jim Miller, dropped by Tony Ferguson, he's been dropped a lot of times, finished by Jalen Turner. If you look back through Bobby Green's fights, finished by Drew Dober, even if in his wins against Jim Miller and Tony Ferguson, where he's had great performances, he's still been dropped bad and hurt bad in those fights. So that chin, although he's good at striking and he's still a very good, technically gifted and skilled fighter, we're noticing that the chin ain't holding up as much. He's not just ignoring the Fiziev barrage anymore. You know what I mean? And he still got rocked in that fight, but he didn't get dropped. He's not just able to ignore and withstand things anymore. It will go if you land on it the right way. I can't trust him not to get stung badly by Mauricio Huffy. And if he does, Huffy seems like he has the finishing instincts to put him away. So I'm going to go Mauricio Huffy by TKO here, but it's a very good fight. We've also got Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg. There's also rumors of Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. I don't know if I like that. I would have loved to have seen a Dvalishvili versus Pantoja. In the meantime, in the bantamweight division, I thought that would be a perfect way to sort out the situation both at bantamweight in the rankings and at flyweight in the rankings. But I don't mind this. I don't understand how Erceg's getting number 2 in the world off of 2 straight losses. That's interesting. But at the same time, he did go to a close split decision with Pantoja. Other than that, he's had 1 loss to Kai Kara France. If we really, if we're considering, the context behind the losses, one of them's an actual proper loss. You know what I mean? It's just that he didn't have a high enough ranking in the first place when he did compete with Pantoja. So, of course, he never really gained anything from that fight. Whereas normally, if you're going into a fight with Pantoja, you would have a number 2, 3, or 4 next to your name. But the dude's cleaning out the division right now. So, we have to find some ways around it. We have to find some ways around it and get some new matchups getting done. Brandon Moreno, Steve Erceg. Sick fight. I actually feel like Erceg could win this one. Moreno's not a catch you and put you away type fighter. He just doesn't do that. He's a very, I'm going to out-technical you over 5 rounds in striking on the feet. I might lean towards Steve Erceg, to be honest with you. It's going to be a striking match. He's rangier than Moreno. I think he's more technical than Moreno. He might not have the grit or the cardio or the gas tank of Moreno, but I think this is type of a decision. This is the type of, I can so see a 48-47 decision to Steve Erceg. Now, maybe the fact that it's in Mexico, maybe I'll switch back the other way because the crowd is going to be heavily Moreno favored. So in the chance that it is a traditional competitive flyweight decision, maybe the edge will go towards Moreno. But yeah, I'm going to maybe lean early towards Steve Erceg here. I think this is a good matchup for him, to be honest with you, but tricky matchup. Moreno's just staying busy. This guy says, what does Moreno gain from this? At this point in Moreno's career, it's all about getting on a 3-fight win streak. Once you're that guy who's lost to the champ a certain amount of times, even Roy Val's in this situation as well, it's time to go through the Whittaker character arc. The one that Whittaker had to do before even getting his first rematch with Adesanya. Like, you have to go above and beyond if you're going to sort of like defy the logic of the sport and get given a title shot against a guy you've already lost twice to. So, and Moreno's lost to him 3 times because Moreno lost to him on tough as well. So, Pantoja's really run amok of the division. I thought this was the perfect time to do Pantoja Merab. Apparently doing Pantoja versus Kara France, which is a tricky matchup for him, but I could see him beating Kara France. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Toodle pip. See you later. Goodbye. McGregor's lost his mind. Use Prize Picks. Code Guru. See you later.